What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another BTD gaming video, and today we're going to be talking about everyone's favorite video game, everyone's favorite first-party simulator, Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel, and we're going to address some things in the room. We're going to take a look at some things I think that really need to be changed about this game. Let me start off the top by saying I think this game looks beautiful. I think it plays great. I think it's just an overall great thing that Konami has here. And it had such a great start also. But there's some problems. And it might not be the same problems that you've been hearing. But we're going to go through that. So, first things first. Again, I just talked about the things that I like about this game. And I just think that when I think of Master Duel, the word that comes to mind is potential. This, and not potential in a Red Eyes kind of way, memers, okay? This game has so much potential to be whatever it wants to be. And I just think that Konami just isn't really tapping into that potential yet. So going into some of the things I think that need to be changed and are different, first of all, I don't think gems are a problem. I really don't. I don't think gems are a problem. You know, yeah, maybe the prices can be adjusted for buying gems, sure. But gems are not the biggest thing that's wrong with this game. Alright, and definitely not gameplay. First things first, this specific format that we're playing in right now. This format has gotten stale. This format is solved. Alright, we know what the best decks are at this point, or at least mostly do. Alright, so something needs to change here, and the fact that we are, what, 6 sets behind in terms of card pool in this game? For the OCG, even more sets behind in terms of card pool in this game is absolutely ridiculous. Alright, how did we not plan for to have, you know, Dawn of Majesty cards, or Burst of Destiny cards, or even Battle of Chaos cards? Sure, Battle of Chaos is newer, or Grand Creators, things like that. How do we not have those cards in the game by now? Alright, we're now, in the recording of this video, we're now in March. This game came out in January. Alright, so there should be an updated card pool in this game, because this format is stale. Now, I don't know if they're going to add cards to this game if and when they change the ban list or update the ban list, but right now you just go, especially once you're in Platinum, you go and play, you're playing against the same decks, and God forbid you want to try anything new, you know, you'll just get stomped by Drytron, or locked out by Eldritch, or whatever it may be. You know, I think that's one of the big problems here, is that, you know, we need to change up the format a bit. We need an updated card pool. We should not be this many sets behind. Alright, it's absolutely ridiculous. It's something that needs to change soon. The next thing, content. Now, we did just come out of the Xyz Festival, which, by the way, I thought the Xyz Festival was really good. I enjoyed that. It was, you can be creative with your deck building. You got a good amount of gems in return. The games were really fun. You know, I streamed and posted the Xyz Festival on the YouTube channel, and I just thought it was really good. I had a good time with it. You know, it was, I thought it was good. So we need more of that. We need more ways to get these gems. And you know what? Like I said, this isn't even about gems. Where are the cosmetics? You know, where are more dueling fields? More, what are they called? Buddies or sidekicks, whatever they're called. Mates. Okay, card sleeves. That's the kind of stuff that should have been won in the Xyz event. Right? I think more people would have played. A lot of people did play it, but I think more people would have played it if cosmetics like that were included in that event. Alright, but moving on from that event specifically, again, we're talking about content as a whole. You know, sure, they add in solo stuff, which is great. I'm glad they added in solo stuff, but this is all going to tie into my final and my largest point that I want to make about this game. That, you know, we need to get an ongoing cycle of events. Like, I get it. It might take a while to set some up, but update us, please. One thing I will say, let me go back to some of the more positive things that I was talking about. Whoever, and I tweeted this out a while ago, whoever is sort of running Master Duel here, whoever is the head honcho for Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel, has done a fantastic job at fixing bugs, alright, cracking down on hacks. Granted, some of these hacks were a little too easy to get into the game, but once it was discovered, they took action very, very quickly, and it was dealt with, and I think they've been really, really good. And on top of that, but they haven't been on top of everything else. They've been listening to the community talk about bugs and hacks. Maybe it's easier to take care of those things, but not really much else. Alright, going back to lack of content, going back to an updated card pool or ban list. Alright, these are just kind of small things. Well, the card pool isn't small, but, you know, you get what I mean. The final point here, and this is the biggest one. Master Duel, as it is right now, is not giving the players options. Options, options, options. Forget gems, forget cosmetics, forget events, forget other content like that. The biggest problem with Master Duel, as it stands right now, is the options it's giving the player. Entertain me for a second. You know, something exists outside of Master Duel called the Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG and the Yu-Gi-Oh! OCG, where there are these cardboard cards. Alright, there are these cardboard cards, like this really beautiful Starlight Rare Dynamorphia card that I pulled at a tournament, just flexing by the way. There's a physical card game. Now, for years and years and years now, the Yu-Gi-Oh! Community has been using third-party online simulators. Simulators like Dueling Book, or YGO Omega, EDO Pro, stuff like that, where that's what they're using to prepare for physical play, because in those games, you have the entire card pool, TCG and OCG, at your disposal for free to use at any time. And, you know, before making that financial investment to purchase a deck, people will go on these sites or this software and learn how to play the deck, see if they like it. So they're not committing tons of money to these cards, taking it to locals, and then figuring out, oh, I kind of hate this deck. How else are they going to prepare? You're just going to randomly choose a deck from a set and be like, yeah, that looks cool, I'm going to play it. No, you want to know how to play the deck, right? So these are the tools, these are the resources that Yu-Gi-Oh! Players are using. Now, Konami doesn't really like these things. It's a very obvious sort of thing. Konami, they're not fans of these free, keyword free, online simulators like Dueling Book or YGO Omega or EDO Pro, right? Why would Konami want you to use free resources to play their card game instead of purchasing cards, right? Why would they want you to do that? They don't want you to do that. They want you to purchase cards, which is why they don't like these online simulators, these third-party online simulators. Now, this begs into question. If they hated those simulators so much, why did it take so long for them to make their own? Like, did Konami just realize this year that the internet exists? You know what? I think that's what it is. I think Konami just realized, oh, what the internet exists. Alright, so now they're like, oh, well, simulator, yeah, maybe TCG players will like that sort of thing, and we will. When Master Duel was first announced, people were so hype. And when Master Duel finally dropped, people were so hype. It's amazing how quickly that hype died down, alright, because we thought, a lot of us thought at least, that Master Duel was going to replace all that stuff. Master Duel was going to be the thing that replaces these third-party simulators, and we're finally going to have an official Konami Yu-Gi-Oh! Simulator that we can use. Right? This is what we thought. The problem now is we can't use Master Duel for that, because Master Duel is its own format. Alright, for some reason, Konami's whole thing with Master Duel is, well, we want to integrate North America and Asia and the OCG, the TCG and the OCG. So they're kind of playing like this hybrid format so that there's connectivity there. And my question to you, Konami, is why? Why? Like, don't get me wrong, having this different style of format is cool, but why is that the only option? This is the key word here. This is kind of the theme for this little video here, the word options. Why are we limiting the amount of options that this game can have? Now, don't get me wrong, maybe they'll add this stuff later and this video will date horribly. But as where we are right now, is it really too much to ask to add a TCG ban list? Is it really too much to ask to add an OCG ban list? Is it really too much to add the, oh, by the way, the alternate formats that were announced? The Time Wizard format where we can go back and play old format, Edison, Reaper, Goat, Toss format, whatever it may be. Alright, or, you know, maybe we want to try, hey, let's see what playing in the OCG is like. So we try the OCG ban list. Okay, why are we limiting the options? It can't be that hard to implement this. And one thing I've heard some people say is, well, what if what if Konami just region lock? Like, no, we don't need region locks. What? No, we don't need region locks. All right, that doesn't make sense. Like, no, it shouldn't be a situation where Master Duel players in North America are just playing TCG and Master Duel players in Japan are just playing OCG. That doesn't make sense. Give everyone those options. And if they want to play the standard Master Duel format, they can play it. You're probably thinking, but wait, why are you so mad about this? You know, if you can just still use those free online simulators, why don't you? And you're right. I do still use those simulators, just like a lot of other people still use those simulators, and that's the problem. And I don't understand how Konami doesn't see this, okay? If you hate these simulators so much, if you don't want players using these simulators, then why aren't these TCG ban lists implemented into the game? I'm no business expert, but let me give you a scenario here. I promise you, if you integrated a TCG ban list, a Time Wizard format, a Common Charity format, a Deckmaster format, you know what? Take the alternative formats away. Let's just stick with the TCG format. Do you know how many more players would play this game? People like how this game looks. People like how this game plays. They like how you can play this game anywhere. You can play it on mobile, on your Xbox, on your PC. Where with something like YGO Omega or EDO Pro, you're stuck to your PC, right? So if you're implementing like a TCG ban list, more people are going to feel more incentivized to play this game, right? Because people are going to want to use it to prepare for their regular paper TCG play. Or at least a lot will. You'll be seeing more players in this game if you do that. I will bet anything. Because people like this game. People like how this game feels. People want this game to succeed. People will spend gems in this game to do that. People will open packs. People will craft. All that stuff in order to do that. So why doesn't Konami do it? Why is Konami not giving the player base options? Why are they limiting a game that has near endless potential? A game that has near endless potential. The sky is the limit for this game. Why are they restricting it and making it just a worse version of itself when the changes it can make are very easy? Right? Those banned cards or cards that are in the TCG are already in the game. You just can't use them. The hardest part is going to be updating the card pool, which is something they should be doing anyway. Right? So that's just what I don't understand about what they're trying to do with this game. I think the idea of, yeah, this game is going to kind of be its own thing, and we're going to merge the two regions together, the TCG and the OCG, so we can all play together. Like, what? Like, no. That, like, what? It, like I said, it restricts a game that has endless potential. Can you imagine how many players would flock to this game if they could play in GOAT format or any alternate format from their childhood? Those players that are complaining about this game right now, those new or returning players that are complaining about this game right now, where it's like, oh, this isn't like old Yu-Gi-Oh! Well, though, they can go back to the old formats and that's how they can play. Options. Options, options, options. This game isn't giving anyone options. Which, oh, by the way, we also need a casual mode too. Not just this one PvP mode. How in a game like this is there only one PvP mode? Every game in like, you have games with like the ranked modes where the more competitive people go, and then you have the casual modes where that's where the casual people go. It's that simple. We need to change the ranking, man. This rank system they have now is not it. It's old now, it's stale, no one likes it, it's time to change it. You know, this isn't me. You know, I'm very thankful that we finally have an official online simulator. I'm so happy, and this thing plays amazing. It looks amazing, it sounds amazing. Alright, it's very well put together. They're on top of fixing bugs and getting rid of hacks. They've done a great job with that. What I'm talking about here is I want this game to be more than it is. You know, and I don't think I'm asking for much. I'm not saying we need a new event every week. I'm not saying we need a solo mode update every week, or we need this, we need that, change the price of gems. I don't care about any of that. What I'm saying is give the players options. Let them set up their own, let them, try to find a PvP game where you can change the settings to, instead of a best of one, have a best of three. Don't force them to have a best of one. Implement a side deck. Give them that option. For specific events, you can set it to, oh, it's only 1v1. Not just regular PvP play. Again, the word I'll keep coming back to with this is options. And right now in a game where there should be a ton of options, there's none. There's no other options you can do. Which is unfortunate because this game, like I said, has so much potential. Konami needs to do better. Konami needs to wake up and understand what will make this game great. My little conspiracy theory here is maybe they don't want to implement a TCG ban list. You know why? Because in their minds, they think, well, if we have a TCG ban list in Master Duel, then people are just going to play Master Duel and not buy the product. That's not true. People like playing the physical card game. Why do you think people are clamoring for in-person events to come back on the upper, higher levels? People want to play the physical card game. And until this changes, they're still going to be using Dueling Book and EDO Pro and YGO Pro, which are very good simulators for this game to prepare for those things. Okay? Instead of limiting the player base, expand what this game can be. And my big concern is that Konami won't do it because they are tunnel vision. This is how we want the game to be. Any other opinions be damned. And that's why people are not playing this as much. Yeah, the Twitch numbers are still pretty good right now. But as I talk to people on the local level, it's like, yeah, I have no interest in playing, like, as I play the same decks all the time. There's no options. Stop restricting this game that has so much potential to be great. And oh, by the way, one last thing. Let us dismantle Legacy Pack cards. I understand not dismantling structure deck cards. I even understand not dismantling cards you win in solo mode. But the Legacy Pack cards, for the love of God, let us dismantle those. It's ridiculous that we can't. But yeah, that's all I really have to say. I've been going on for like 20 minutes now, and I want this game to be great, and I think the changes that can be made are very simple. I think people are overthinking it. You know, people are trying to like big brain these like things like, oh, region lock, or oh, well, what if we did this thing? What if Konami rotates the card list? What if this, that, the other? I'm hearing all this stuff where the simple answer is this: give the players options. Give the players options. Once Konami understands that, and once Konami hopefully does that, this game is going to go from pretty good to amazing, incredible. And this is where Yu-Gi-Oh players of all kinds, casual, competitive, old school, new school, you know, preparing for TCG, wanting to try OCG, players of all kinds are going to flock to this game, just like people did at the start. That's what this game can be. So it's up to you, Konami. You need to understand what your player base wants. Because I'll be perfectly honest, you don't always do the greatest job in TCG. You're up and down with that. That's a rant for a different video, by the way. But we need to do better with this, because we want this game to succeed, and you should too. That's all I gotta say about that.